Hello and welcome to another episode of Environmental Social Justice. Today we have Mr. Brian Geiger of Junkluggers. So welcome to the show, Brian.
Thank you, Wendy. I appreciate you having me.
Of course. So lugging junk, everyone is doing cleanouts right now. People are at home, they're organizing. You do it a little bit differently by you will help keep things out of landfills, which is huge. So please tell us about that.
Yeah, that's right, Wendy. Our mission and really our passion is to try and keep stuff out of the landfills and really to go one step further by repurposing whatever's in usable condition.
Love it.
So, we pride ourselves saying that we're the eco-friendly alternative to traditional junk removal. And the way we work is when customers have items that they want to get rid of, whether they're cleaning out a garage, they just got new appliances, or maybe they are preparing to sell their home and they just want to start fresh and get rid of what they have and move in with a new design wherever they go next. They give us a call. We come by. We provide a no obligation estimate based on the amount of stuff that they have and how much space it takes up in the truck. And then after we go ahead and remove everything, we do our best to sort through it to see what's usable, what's recyclable, and then what's truly junk. And the junk we make sure gets disposed of properly, especially if it's e-waste. We work with a lot of recyclers. But if it's something that we think we could, rehome and somebody else can benefit from getting more use out of, we work with a whole bunch of local charities and donation partners to take those items, find a new home for it, and keep them out of the trash.
And what I love about that is most people don't realize is the gigantic carbon footprint that we have for furniture, office furniture, and residential, and our appliances. So your washers, your dryers, your water heaters, those have huge footprints, meaning they use up a lot of greenhouse gases when they're made, when they're shipped, when they're transported, when they're installed. So you're keeping them out of landfills. Most people would just dump it off, walk away. And what I also like that you do, sorry to interrupt, I got to throw this in because it's awesome. When you drop it off at a charity, you will give the client the receipt for their taxes.
That's
no one
right.
does.
Yeah, I think nobody does it because it takes some follow through.
Yeah.
But the other piece is that they need to stand behind what they're saying and then actually donate or recycle the items that they're hauling away. For us, we really see it as a benefit in a lot of ways. For one, here in Los Angeles, people are getting rid of stuff that's in excellent condition. And a lot of times during COVID, we worked with a lot of commercial customers who were clearing out office spaces, and they were getting rid of, peripherals like monitors, keyboards, mouses, filing cabinets, all kinds of stuff that's, definitely not meant for the trash. In fact, our first month open, we did a job where we helped clear out a technical college that went out of business due to COVID. Luckily, they ended up reopening several months later in a new location. But
Okay.
when they called us, they were going out of business and they had 4 floors of classrooms that they needed to clear out. And there was everything from, office chairs, desks, tables, computers, servers, projectors, everything. We ended up filling 3 52-foot trailers that we worked with a partner who was able to bring all of that stuff down to Mexico, where they donated it to churches and schools and made sure that we kept it out of the landfills. And which was
I
huge.
love that. That's helping an impacted community that may not have access to these things.
Right.
That's huge. I didn't know you worked with other countries.
Yeah, well, this was a special circumstance because a lot of times office materials are a little bit harder to rehouse just because, people don't have space for a big L-shaped desk in their home office.
Shocking.
Yeah, shocking. But a lot of times it turns out that when we donated these down to Mexico, people were using these as their dining tables and as their workstations in their homes. So, they're not picky. They need stuff, and we want to help get them what they need.
And that's a huge social justice thing that you're doing right there. I mean, helping people in disadvantaged communities have access to furniture that they probably wouldn't have access to otherwise or be able to afford, and being able to donate that's gigantic. I hadn't realized that you guys did that. You went to that extent to make sure it stayed out of landfills. So go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, no. Yeah. A lot of times the situations are, there's no cookie cutter solution. You kind of have to go see what somebody has, try and come up with a plan, come up with a couple of different ideas. And we really contact our whole Rolodex of contacts every time we get a job like that, because a lot of times you don't have one person who's able to take it all like they did in this case, and we have to piece it out across several different charities. So
That's a
it
lot of
takes
work.
coordination, but it's worth it at the end of the day. It keeps it out of the dump. It helps reduce our disposal costs as a company. So, everybody wins.
Everybody does. And just getting that charity receipt for your taxes, that's huge for the consumer. I mean, for me, because trust me, I do have some cleaning up to do, and I will be calling you. If we can do that and get that receipt, why would I go anywhere else? Seriously, why would I go anywhere else? And you guys, you're in West LA. And what areas do you service for this?
Sure. So my company is the Junkluggers of West LA. We service everything from West LA and Santa Monica down through Hermosa Beach, and then in the inland through Lawndale, Culver City, and all the way up through Brentwood. But we are part of a national franchise. So I kind of cover those territories I just outlined, but we have other franchise partners who cover the rest of Southern California. And we all work very closely together, and we use similar donation and charity partners as well.
I love it. Who's your primary charity that you work with? If you're allowed to disclose that, I don't even know.
So a lot of the smaller ones we sign NDAs with, because there might be women's shelters or stuff where we just need to be more careful about the location. The bigger name guys like Salvation Army, Habitat for Humanity do a great job taking stuff that's in perfect condition. But then kind of the second layer would be someone like Paws for Patriots, who helps, find furniture for people who also taking on animals. And they're a little bit less picky, and they seem to have a huge appetite for items. So we work with them quite a bit.
I'm just in awe that you're doing this, because for me, I kind of grew up in a household where things were just thrown out quite a bit. Perfectly good items, just, we don't want anymore, throw it away. And it always bothered me as a kid. And as an adult, I was like, okay, we've got to figure out how to repurpose. But then I run into that dangerous line of hoarding, where I'm holding on to something like, I have zero use for this, but I don't want to throw it away. So this is a brilliant opportunity for people to clean out your closets, clean out your junk, because trust me, I got junk, but it's not going to a landfill. It's going to be used, which is gigantic. And do you want to tell people how they can find you, or is it just Googling Junkluggers West LA or direct contact info?
So junkluggersofwestla.com or Googling the Junkluggers will definitely get you to us. We also have a centralized appointment center that could be reached through an 800 number, 1-800-LUG-JUNK, LUGJUNK.
Good phone number.
And that group is open and available from about 5 a.m. to about 11 p.m. every day. So anytime you need anything, you can give them a call. They'll route you to the local Junkluggers branch, and we all look forward to serving.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. Guys, check out Junkluggers West LA. Check out Brian Geiger and his group. They're doing good things. They're keeping things out of landfills. And best of all is they're repurposing it and providing these materials to people who need them. That's huge. Thank you so much. And we will see you guys next time. Take care and have a wonderful day.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.